Relax, drama queen. If there were sirens, they'd be for you, my brother snorted like he'd been practicing that laugh for years. There are nights that refuse to blink. Nights that hold your breath in their fist and dare you to make a sound. This was one of them. Air thin, streetlights trembling, the kind of silence that makes your ribcage feel rented. Hi everyone. My name is Tamsin Blake. I learned to measure love by how quickly people answer at midnight. I also learned who enjoys watching you burn. I was parked half a block from my duplex, hands at 10 and 2 on a steering wheel that no longer felt like mine. 10 minutes earlier my mom had called. Her voice shook the way a glass trembles just before it shatters. Don't enter the house. Stay where you are. Asked why. He swallowed. Please trust me. Then she hung up as if the word trust could carry the weight of whatever was sprinting toward me. Across the cul-de-sac, Mrs. Donnelly's curtains slit open. Her silhouette hovered like a question mark. The clock on my dash blinked 12:07 a.m. Somewhere a dog barked. Somewhere closer tires hissed on wet asphalt. I pressed the phone to my ear again. Voicemail. I called back. Voicemail again. My brother's text chimed. Midnight melodrama? Maybe mom finally figured you out. He crawled up my neck. I typed 3 words. Please call me, and erased them. I typed 1, why? And erased that too. Headlights washed over me. Then another pair. Then 5. Blue and red splintered the street into a bad dream, and suddenly my world looked like a crime scene no one had explained yet. I cracked the window. The night smelled like rain and old pennies. Boots hit pavement. Radios murmured. The PA system coughed. Stay inside your vehicles. My heart matched the strobe of the lights, a metronome counting down to something I wasn't ready to name. My phone lit up. Mom. I answered so fast I hit speaker by accident. Her breathing was ragged like she'd been running. Tamsin, listen to me carefully, she said. Do not get out. Do not move. Mom, what is happening? A pause, brittle as ice. I'm at the end of the block. I can see them. Who? The police, she whispered. They're at your door. Another text buzzed in. My brother again. Guess the sirens were for you after all. I stared at the screen until the letters blurred, until the red and blue painted my name on the glass. Mom's voice thinned to a thread. Sweetheart, the warrant they're holding, she swallowed. It has your name on it. I froze, the words clanging in my skull. A warrant with my name on it. The night stretched, warped. The cruiser lights strobed across the dashboard, making my reflection in the windshield look like a stranger, guilty before I even knew the crime. Mom, I whispered, gripping the phone, that's not possible. I didn't do anything. Her voice cracked. I know. That's why you need to stay where you are. Don't let them see you. Boots stomped down the driveway to my house. One officer carried a clipboard, another had a crowbar. My front door didn't even get a knock. It just surrendered to their steel. The wood split like a bone. I could almost feel the house gasp. My home, the walls where I taped Polaroids, the kitchen where I burned pancakes, was being ransacked in front of me. And I couldn't even scream. My brother's texts stacked one after another. What did you do, Tamsin? They finally caught you, huh? You always were the family screw-up. I wanted to hurl the phone into the dark. But I couldn't look away. Through the thin crack of my window, I heard drawers slamming, furniture scraping, radios chattering. Target's not inside. Keep searching. Target. That's what I was now. Not a daughter, not a sister. A target. My mom's car rolled into view at the far corner of the street. Headlights off. Her face pale even from here, eyes darting like a hunted animal's. She lifted her phone again. Baby, she said, this wasn't supposed to happen. What wasn't? My throat burned. Mom, talk to me. Her silence answered more than words could. Then an officer shouted from inside my house. Found it. The street hushed. Even the dogs fell quiet. A plastic evidence bag appeared, held high in a gloved hand. From where I sat, I couldn't see what was inside, but my mom's face crumpled, and that was enough to tell me it was something that could end me. The blue and red lights spun faster. My phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't my brother. It was a number I didn't recognize. And the text said, run. The single word blinked on my phone screen like a detonator. Run. My breath stuttered. My hand shook so hard the phone slipped from my palm and clattered against the console. I fumbled to grab it, but my gaze stayed locked on the evidence bag under the cruiser's floodlight. Inside it looked like papers. Thick, folded stacks. My name scrawled in ink so dark I could read it even from the street. Forgery. Fraud. Identity theft. The officers murmured, words I wasn't supposed to hear but did, every syllable slicing me open. I slammed my eyes shut. This wasn't real. It couldn't be real. My phone vibrated again. The same unknown number. They planted it. Don't go home. Don't let them touch you. I looked up and for a heartbeat I swore I saw a shadow separate from the hedges across the street. Someone was watching me. Too far to recognize but close enough to know I wasn't imagining it. My mom's headlights flicked twice fast. A signal. She whispered through the phone, "Tamsin, you have to go now. Please. Don't wait for me. Just drive." But my body disobeyed. I sat nailed to the seat, hearing my own pulse in my ears. Why would they do this? Who would? Because you were never supposed to find out, she hissed. Because someone needed you to take the fall. The slam of my front door ripped through the night. An officer barked, "Perimeter sweep. Suspect may return." That word again, suspect. The shadow across the street slipped away, swallowed by the dark. And then my brother's voice exploded through my phone on speaker, startling me. He must have joined the call. His tone was triumphant, drunk on cruelty. "Guess you finally get what you deserve, sis. Always running your mouth, acting like you're better. Hope you like handcuffs." My mom's gasp rattled through the line. "You." But before she could finish, the call cut. Static. Silence. And me, stranded, headlights painting my face for anyone who cared to look. Another text lit the screen. This time from the unknown number again. "Trust me. I can prove it's him. But you'll have to leave. Tonight." The message burned into me. I can prove it's him. My brother. The tone of his mockery still rang in my ears, smug and sharp enough to cut. Suddenly the pieces shifted in a way that made my stomach twist. I jammed the gear into reverse, but froze as an officer's flashlight beam swept across my windshield. I slouched down, heart hammering, trying to look like just another parked car on a sleepless street. The unknown number buzzed again. This time a picture. Blurry, grainy, snapped through blinds. But clear enough. My brother hunched at our kitchen table. Papers spread before him. My driver's license. My signature being traced over in deliberate strokes. His smirk illuminated by the glow of a desk lamp. Proof. I bit my lip so hard it bled. I typed back with trembling fingers. "Who are you?" 3 dots. Then, "Someone who owes your mom. Don't waste time. Drive now." My mom's car headlights flicked again. Once, twice, urgent. Her silhouette was hunched over the wheel, a hand pressed to her forehead like she was barely holding herself together. The front door of my house creaked open. An officer stepped out, barking into his radio. No sign of her yet. Warrant secured. We'll expand the search radius. Expand. Search. Radius. My body jolted forward. I started the engine, the quiet hum loud as thunder to my panicked ears. But before I could pull away, a text from my brother landed like a stone. "They're looking for you, Tamsin. Run far. Because when they catch you, it won't just be the police you'll have to answer to." The words smelled like a trap. Like he wanted me to run, to vanish, to look guilty. And part of me wanted to confront him right then, scream at his door until the truth cracked open. But the picture in my phone, the evidence, the betrayal made flesh, told me the only way out wasn't toward him. It was away. So I pressed the accelerator, easing into the night. As I turned the corner, red and blue still strobing in my rear view, another message appeared from the unknown number. "You're not alone in this. Meet me tomorrow 9 a.m. Same diner your mom always took you to after school. Booth in the back." The screen dimmed. My throat tightened. Because whoever they were, they knew my past. They knew me. And now they held the only thread that could unravel everything. The road blurred under my headlights, a dark ribbon slicing through the sleeping town. My knuckles whitened on the wheel, every muscle begging me to turn back, to demand answers face to face. But the picture on my phone was carved into my brain. My brother forging my name, weaponizing my life. I drove until the cruiser lights were nothing but ghosts in the rear view. Pulled into an abandoned gas station, engine ticking like a heartbeat after a sprint. I sat there, phone buzzing with unread messages, throat raw from silence. Mom, where are you? Please answer. Unknown number. 9 a.m. Don't be late. Brother, bet you're hiding. Coward. Coward. The word sliced deeper than it should have. Because the truth? I'd always been the quiet one, the one who backed down to keep peace. And now that silence was being used as evidence against me. I pressed my forehead to the steering wheel, the smell of old leather grounding me. My mom's voice replayed in my head, her panic, her plea to trust her. But why hadn't she told me sooner? Why was she always protecting him, shielding him even when I was the one being cut? A soft vibration rattled through the cup holder. Another picture from the unknown number. This time grainier, darker. My brother outside my house, speaking with an officer, shaking hands. His grin smug. His arm lifting, pointing down the street. Pointing toward where I had been parked. My blood iced. He wasn't just framing me. He was helping them hunt me. I shoved the phone down, started the engine again. The night swallowed me whole as I whispered into the empty car. If you want war, brother, you've got it. The diner's neon sign glowed in my memory. The chipped blue letters, the smell of burnt coffee, the way Mom always ordered pie we couldn't afford. That booth in the back, it had been ours. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. someone would be waiting there with answers. Maybe salvation. Maybe another trap. Either way, I was done being silent. As dawn began to scrape light over the horizon, my brother's final message of the night arrived. See you soon, sis. Don't choke on the spotlight. Morning broke like a bruise, violet sky, dull and heavy, bleeding into gray. I parked 2 blocks from the diner, heart thudding against the steering wheel. The neon sign buzzed faintly just as I remembered from high school rides with Mom. Booth in the back. My throat tightened. The diner smelled of scorched bacon and dish soap. A waitress with chipped nail polish refilled mugs mechanically, eyes glazed from too many night shifts. I slid into the farthest booth, leather cracked under my weight. My palms left damp prints on the formica. 9 o'clock. Nothing. 9:04. My phone vibrated once. Look left. I did. A man in a faded ball cap sat 3 booths down, head bent over a newspaper. He folded it carefully, slid out and dropped into my booth without asking. His voice was low, urgent. You don't know me. But I knew your mom once. She helped me years ago when I was cornered. I owed her. Still do. His eyes, gray, bloodshot, met mine. Your brother set you up. And he's good at it. Too good. He's been laying the trail for months. I blinked hard. Why? He pulled out a flash drive, placed it between us like contraband. Because the money wasn't his. And he needed someone else to wear the chains when it came out. Money. The word stuck in my throat. The man's mouth tightened. Family fund. In your name. Your father left it in trust. Your brother's been bleeding it dry. That warrant. Those papers. All doctored to show you as the thief. The world tilted sideways. Images crashed together. My brother's sneer, Mom's cracked voice, the evidence bag under police light. Proofs on here. The man tapped the flash drive. Transfers, signatures, recordings. Enough to burn him. But you need to be careful. He's not just greedy. He's desperate. I clutched the drive like it was oxygen. Before I could ask more, the bell over the door jingled. I froze. My brother walked in, polished shoes clicking against tile. That same venomous smile spread across his face. His eyes scanned the diner and landed right on me. The man muttered, "Too late. He found you." And then my brother slid into the booth across from me, leaning close enough for his cologne to choke me. His whisper was soft, venom laced with sugar. "Good morning, sis. Enjoying your last breakfast as a free woman." His smile didn't reach his eyes. Those eyes were sharp, calculating, the same ones that used to watch me lose every family argument while Mom whispered, "Just let it go, Tamsin." Now he leaned across the table, speaking low enough that only I could hear. "Funny how evidence piles up, isn't it? Your name on every page. Your fingerprints on every dollar. Almost like you wanted to get caught." I gripped the flash drive in my fist beneath the table, my nails biting into my palm. "You forged everything," I hissed. His laugh was soft, practiced. "Prove it. By the time you try, you'll already be buried." The man in the ball cap shifted uneasily beside me, but my brother didn't even look at him. He only had eyes for me. Predator eyes. "You always thought being quiet made you invisible," he continued. But quiet people. They're the easiest to erase. I wanted to scream, to throw the flash drive in his face, to call the police right here and now. But I saw the way his fingers tapped the table in rhythm. 2 short, 1 long. The same signal he used in high school to warn me when he was lying. My brother was bluffing. Not about the frame-up, no. That was real. But about how secure his control was. He was scared I might already have proof. I leaned in until our foreheads almost touched. My whisper was steady, deliberate. Funny thing about paper trails, they go both ways. And you've left yours glowing. For the first time his smirk faltered. The man in the ball cap cleared his throat, slid out of the booth. You two need privacy, he muttered, leaving his mug half full. But not before he brushed my arm, pressing a folded paper into my sleeve. My brother's gaze narrowed, suspicious. He didn't see the handoff. Enjoy your coffee, he said finally, standing, adjusting his tie like he owned the air. Next time we meet, sis, it'll be in court. He walked out, bell jingling, his silhouette sharp against the morning light. I exhaled a breath I didn't know I'd been holding, pulled the folded paper from my sleeve. Bank transfers. His name. His signature. Accounts offshore. My hands trembled, not from fear but from power. For the first time in years I held something he couldn't spin. And I knew exactly where I'd take it. Because sometimes revenge isn't fire or fury. Sometimes it's silence wrapped in paperwork. And silence was something I had mastered. I walked out of the diner into the sharp bite of morning, the folded paper pressed against my ribs like a hidden weapon. My brother's taillights disappeared down Main Street, but his arrogance lingered in the air, thick, suffocating like cheap cologne. Mom was parked across the lot, engine idling. Her eyes were red, her hands trembling around the steering wheel. When she saw me, she opened the door, whispered like a prayer, "Tell me you didn't believe him." I held up the paper. "I don't have to believe. I have proof." Her breath hitched, relief mingled with guilt. I knew he was taking things. I didn't know how far he'd gone. I thought if I protected him it would all stop. The words stung, but I wasn't here for apologies. I slid into the passenger seat, voice calm, steady. "Then let's finish this. Together." By noon we sat in a lawyer's office, documents spread out like cards in a rigged game finally exposed. The flash drive loaded on the attorney's screen, revealing transaction after transaction. Offshore accounts. Transfers into his name. My name forged again and again. The lawyer leaned back, eyes widening. "This isn't just fraud. This is embezzlement. And with your evidence he won't wriggle out of it." For once, silence worked in my favor. That evening, while my brother probably rehearsed smug speeches for a courtroom he thought he controlled, I signed papers that stripped him of access to the fund. Every cent he had bled dry was flagged, frozen, clawed back into daylight. At midnight my phone buzzed. Mom's voice was steadier now. "They raided his condo. He's in custody. They know it was him. You're cleared." I sat in the quiet, a strange calm settling in. Not triumph, not gloating, just release. I thought of the sirens outside my house, the evidence bag with my name, the texts meant to break me. And I thought of my brother's smirk, that cruel little laugh. Now the only sound was my own breathing. Steady. Free. Poetic justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers through sealed court documents, signed with the same pen that was once used to frame you. I closed my eyes, let the silence wash me clean.